Hi there, it's Quilting Nerd, and today it is a little bit different video because there will be no music, will be just a little bit of quilting, and mostly I will focus on different tips how to keep the costs of learning free motion quilting a little bit lower. I am not going to discuss politics because the channel is only about the quilting, but our hobby can be cost intensive, and I am also kind of I hope for the best, but I want to be prepared for the worst. So I checked if I have enough fabric in my stash, and I want to use it effectively, and I don't want to use it for projects I don't like. And in the last comments, or this is a comment that comes from time to time on a regular basis, it is about many of you do not want to start learning how to free motion quilt because you don't want to waste fabric. And I don't want you to be afraid of that. There are ways of keeping the costs of learning limited to absolute bare minimum, because it is learning new skill. It's always connected with cost of time, cost of effort, and some supplies. But there are ways to keep it within a reasonable range. And for example, one of the very first exercises that you can do is just to take a piece of paper, take a pen, and start drawing. And it's a perfect exercise. I use that quite a lot. And you can just doodle all around the page. I will just jump directly into it. You can start with drawing a little bit more complex form on your paper. That would be a little bit more advanced exercise, maybe in drawing, in doodling. And you can start with drawing, for example, your swirls, and learning the strategy of going around your form and filling all those old spaces and moving in the most economic ways. The trick is you are not allowed to pick up your pen because you are supposed to simulate the process of sewing on your sewing machine. Or you can of course take a break, but then you have to start exactly there where you stopped. It's a very good way to learn the mechanics of a pattern. Your muscles learn what shape the movement and the logic of the movement, and that's the most important thing. So you're training your muscle memory, and believe me, your body can adapt to different settings that you are not using your pen, only you're using your needle. I am not very good at drawing. I'm much better quilter than graphic designer, but it's a very, very good exercise to test an idea and to practice the movement before you even touch any kind of fabric, batting, or thread. So for example, you can do it while you are having breakfast, you're waiting for something. It's, by the way, very good exercise for your mobility of your hands, so small motorics. It's a very good exercise for your brain. Such doodling reduces the blood pressure. It's relaxing. So pure benefits, very little costs, and you can practice one pattern at a time. For example, you can try different doodling ideas, and you can test. You can always make a sketch of your block, and then you can practice how to use different patterns in different strategies, how to get, for example, around the corners. So this is, for example, always very difficult for me. So you can try different things. Paper has lots of patience, and you don't have the impression you're wasting anything, because pure benefits from this kind of exercise. So that would be the economical approach number 1. Economical approach number 2 is, I made this kind of video previously and I will put a link before, is where you, let me adjust the camera now a little bit. It's the one where you are adjusting your pen to the side of the machine and you move a foil or a paper under the pen, and then you practice actually the movement. But I made already video about that, about this approach previously. It was an idea I learned from Christina Camelli. I also linked her profile in this video, so if you are interested in that, please take a look. I will not repeat it here in this video. Now, when you will feel like you are ready to try free motion quilting in real, it doesn't mean you have to use your perfect, most beautiful and most expensive fabric from your stash. We can start from scraps and not used blocks. And so many of you are already ladies that have tons of experience in sewing blocks. Your sewing is perfect, and I'm pretty sure that you have tons of projects you started on but never finished, or you have such strip units laying around, or you can put them together very fast from your scraps. It means you are utilizing the fabric that you already have, but you do not have like dedicated project for them. They're just laying around, taking your space. You can use them, and like this square was a leftover from a quilt, so I have several of such blocks laying around. It's a good fabric. It's a perfect size for pot holder, and pot holders are perfect projects when you are learning quilting because they are short-lived. So if your first quilting is not so up to your expectations, the proof of this initial phase will be very fast destroyed. So it never happened. Besides that, you can use this kind of blocks for making toys for your pets, or some blankets or bags, something that will be used very fast. So I have tons of such scraps. These are just examples. This is a piece of scrap unit that was left from making blocks for a quilt. The same was here. I was trying different ideas for sewing. I had such units left. I actually had a lot from this project. I made like a quilt and 3 small table runners with that. So because I was trying different things, I was learning how to make also such strip units, of course without ironing. So you see when I cut it, because it was like, I didn't iron it and it was laying like this under the roller. That was like my very beginnings. So the block is bad, but it's nice fabric, it's solid, and I can use it for learning how to quilt. And again, it's just there, it's laying around. It does not cost me anything extra. That would be the approach number 3 already. Approach number 4 is, I'm pretty sure you have fabric you do not like, and in my case it's anything in this kind of beige coffee with milk color. I love my coffee, I love my latte, but I am not very big fan of this color. So whenever I am finding this color in my Fat Quarters collection, I'm using it as a backing for anything else. And I would, for example, use it for learning how to quilt. It's a low volume fabrics. If you will use contrasting thread, you will see everything what you are doing, and in this way the fabric is also used perfect for the for learning how to quilt without any additional cost. You can use also densely patterned fabric, then the quilting will be not that visible, but you will learn how to navigate the sandwich, and you will use the fabric that is laying around. You will create space for new fabric coming from sales or a project that you want to make, and again you are using this what you already have. And now for the last very interesting idea. It's not my idea, I got it from one of my wonderful subscribers. She recommended me to buy thread that is a little bit magic. It's actually a solvable thread. So now what I will do is I will test it how it works for free motion quilting. So let me just put it into bobbin, and then we will give it a ride, and we will see what happens when we quilt with it and how well it performs for reusing fabric for repeated quilting. So now my fabric is ready, my thread is ready. I am using standard sewing cotton for thread, so nothing special, no expensive quilting thread here. It's just for learning, so it's about practicing the movements and learning how your machine operates. I will lower the foot a little bit, and let's just make a couple of stitches while having this special thread in the bobbin. It is very important that you keep this thread in dry area. The best would be just maybe some plastic bag, and just let's practice a little bit. I have a very small quilting sandwich here because you remember I am just learning. Probably my stitches will be not the most optional, and the cotton I'm using, it's also not a patchwork cotton, it's a normal cotton you can buy. The very good source for practicing fabric would be just buying 1 or 2 flat sheets like for your bedroom and use those, and if you will quilt all this area you will learn how to quilt as well, and you do not have to spend huge amount of money for something you will be not happy with at the end. So you have to do some practicing. Without practicing it's not working. So you can see this cotton is not the best for learning, so that's another lesson, but I just want to create some set of complex stitches where I'm traveling. It's small, so picking it up is absolutely not. It's not an option because I did a lot of going back and forth. The stitches are small. It's not working. But you say you do not like it, you are unhappy, you know you have to keep going, but you do not want to invest more money. However, remember we had this special thread at the back, and what I will do right now is I will just use water. I will spray the area where I quilted. I just want to stay away from my sewing machine this time, and the fastest way would be actually to immerse it in water. And you just have to wait a little bit. Give the time for the water to dissolve the thread. And what happens is you can just rip it off. The bottom thread disintegrates, and you have perfectly good fabric to use. So that's the proof, it's not magic. That's the thread from the top, which is not solving, and you are just... I don't know how it will work if you will use it from top and use the normal one from the bottom. That could be actually maybe easier. I cannot recommend you the trademark because first, I got this thread some long time ago, and I usually do not endorse any manufacturers because that would be commercial, and that's not really, I think, even possible without a contract. But in this way, you can just iron it, and if your practicing fabric is good to go, and you can practice in quilting without being afraid of wasting your perfectly good fabric for a project you are not happy with. I hope those tips will help you, will motivate you, will encourage you to try with this beautiful hobby, because we need our quiet time, we need our passion, we need something to grow, we need our relaxing therapy. And I wish you a wonderful time, and hopefully talk to you soon. He was your quilting nerd.